my graphic up here. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Horsemen Hangout. My name is Rue, and tonight is a very special night here on the Horsemen Hangout. It is Mike Lane Appreciation Night. Mike Lane Appreciation Night here on the Horsemen Hangout, tributing, celebrating one of the best members of society and horsemen in general. Mr. Lane, how the heck are you on this Mike Lane Appreciation Night here on the Horsemen Hangout?
Well, I'm doing all right, guys. I mean, I was just surprised when I saw the tweets a few days ago and whatnot. Just wanted to say hello, everybody. What's going on? So I'm just saying hello, and that's I'm very, very flattered by this. This is unbelievable. I mean, unfreaking believable.
Thank you, Mr. Lane. And also joining us this week, the newly engaged Y2 Jussie, a.k.a. my brother Justin DiBiase, who does not have Wi-Fi internet, but he is bearing the data charges and coming to us live from his cell phone this evening, his smartphone. Justin, how the heck are you?
I'm great. Live from New Jersey in my new place. I'm newly engaged. Like you said, I'm on data because I would not miss Mr. Lane Appreciation Night for the world. So I am here making my return. And thank you, Mr. Rue, for broadcasting and hosting tonight.
All right, very good. And by the way, yes, the old Horseman Hangout host setup is no more. Justin, like he said, is in a new location, and we'll be getting a new computerized broadcast station very shortly. As I am still not the official host, I'm just taking the reins.
My studio is being set up as we speak. I have some guys working down there, and I got some high-tech stuff going. We'll have it up and running soon, shortly.
Looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to your work potentially, man. I look forward to.
I appreciate you, and that's what tonight's about. So.
Very good, man.
We're celebrating Mr. Lane. Also on the panel tonight, legendary Horseman member, right there, Mr. Z. Mr. Z, how the heck are you this evening?
I'm doing great, Rue. Thanks for the intro, and like Justin said, I would not miss Mr. Lane Appreciation Night for the world. Mr. Lane's a great friend, a great gentleman, and a great horseman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Mr. Lane Appreciation Night is just one small part of the 10-year celebration of the Horsemen, which will be going on all summer long, starting in July, which is now, and culminating in various events, lunches, pay-per-view parties, video tributes, etc. Basically celebrating the 10 years of Horsemen. Mr. Lane, did you know that we've been a group for 10 years now?
Yes, I have. I do remember it very well, and we had our first little meeting, and it all started with our real meeting of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, man. That was an excellent moment for all of us. So, I mean, it was great, to meet him at that Walmart near us. I mean, it was just a great moment to meet Ric Flair. It was great.
Darn right about that. Now, before we get into the tribute, I want to get into the matter at hand, obviously the current events, before we get into our very, very emotional tribute to Mr. Lane. Monday Night Raw from last night, I want to briefly go over some of the things that happened. But I got to be honest with you, I mean, for the most part, it was an okay show. I wasn't exactly thrilled with well, you know what? This is your night, Mr. Lane, so why don't you just tell us your thoughts on the WWE flagship show, Monday Night Raw from last night.
Well, I'm glad that I will do that. As far as Raw is concerned, I thought it was a solid show. I thought one of the best matches of the evening at the time, I forget who it was, darn it. Ah, boy. I know they had a handful of matches. I know Cena had wrestled, and then you had Roman Reigns wrestle a little bit, and then they had that awkward moment, of course, with Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox. I mean, that was awkward. So
Very awkward.
yeah, but I thought the Raw show was solid. But I did watch a little bit, not to switch gears from Raw, but something related to Monday Night Raw. If you guys have watched the network lately, they do have something called the Monday Night War. They did show a preview of it instead of the Raw post game show that they have been doing since day one. They've been doing the Monday night. They did the Monday Night War as you know. They did the Monday Night War, and as far as that's concerned, with Monday Night War, they just documented like the WWE and the WCW, and at the time, I thought it was pretty cool, very interesting stuff. And also another thing I have to add, I hope Mark and Steve are watching this. They are adding Saturday night's main event now onto the WWE network. I did watch a little bit of that, so yeah, they're adding new material all the time actually in WWE network, which is good.
Very good. Very good. Love that Monday Night War tribute there. Mr. Z, did you catch Bret Hart on Raw last night? Did you catch any of that?
I missed Bret Hart live because I was watching 24, but I did DVR Raw and I did go back and watch it. Bret Hart always is going to get a loud ovation in Canada, rightfully so. I mean, guy deserves it. The Santino bits, I'm sorry, excuse me, not Santino, but the Damian Sandow bits they're kind of stupid in my opinion, but good spot for him last night to get knocked out by Bret Hart, let the fans go wild, and good for Bret that he's still appearing on WWE television. The fans certainly like him, and he seems to have mended the fences with WWE.
Yeah, most definitely, and it seems like he's comfortable back at home. And gotta agree with you on that, Z. I mean, Zandow, it was funny at first, but now this gimmick is really getting ridiculous. I mean,
I thought, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I thought
you're not Mr. Lane.
Bret Hart's, Bret Hart impersonating Bret the Hitman Hart, I think was a little too much there. But then impersonating Vince McMahon was hilarious. I thought that was funny. I had it posted on my Instagram where he did a great impersonation of Bret Hart. It was funny. I just thought it was hilarious. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Well, guys, for the most part, I apologize to our viewers at home because I'm just touching on Raw, because tonight is not about WWE Raw, obviously. Tonight is about the man sitting with a Bravos hat on, Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, this is your night, and this is a dedication to Mr. Lane, one of the greatest members of the Horsemen faction of all time. Well, there's only 4 of us, but you stand out from the pack, so to speak. Just to say you stand out from the pack there. So, anyway, what I want to do, but Scotty, I'm doing a Mike Lane tribute. Can you stop it? Stop it. My cat. What's wrong with these kids? What I want to do right now is I want to get into a little nostalgia, to go down, basically, if you want to use the phrase memory lane. Pardon the pun there. Memory lane. And throughout the course of the next 40 minutes or so, I'm going to be bringing up some different aspects of Mike Lane nostalgia. And right now, I would like to show you a piece of Mike Lane nostalgia that I have here. Tribute to Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, I'd like to show you something right here that I have. And hopefully our camera can catch this. But this is a Mike Lane throwback. And when I see it, you have to describe it to me what the heck this is here. Look at this right here, what I have here. What the?
Oh boy, oh wow, that's my old picture.
Yeah, look.
Very nice.
Look at that right there. Now, I'm going to point to it, and you describe what the heck these are. Now, who is this right here?
Well, that's my little league picture right there, and that was my little league picture. That's my baby picture.
Yeah. Now, what team were you on in this?
Well, it was the old Cobras team back in the old days. That was like 20 years ago. So I remember that was about 20, 25 years ago.
Okay.
So I remember that, and then right below that, if you can move the book up a second so the viewers can see it, I was part of the Expos team too, right there in that picture. And then also there's my 6th grade picture. I think it was my 6th grade picture, and there's my baby picture. So another baby picture. So yeah, it was great. I mean, it was great.
That cute kid here, and I have to say my favorite picture is the Henry Aaron pose right there. That is a Henry Aaron pose there.
Yeah, that was taken in the backyard, so just fooling around, just being a kid. It was great.
Yeah, man, we love you, Mr. Lane. Here's a
All
situation.
around just being a kid.
Yeah, I just want to show you one last picture from this yearbook here. Look at this heartfelt tribute from Christopher here. Check this out right here, guys. Check this out.
Oh
See,
yeah, oh yeah. I remember that, and yep, that's my brother.
you can see that. Who's that right there?
Oh, that's my brother. You know, that was when I was a kid. There, I was like over almost like 30 years ago. So I mean,
Who is that right
these
there?
are old. These That's me. That's me. I'm the baby of the family. So that's why you always called me. I believe. Let me just write it down on this boogie board for you, because you used to talk. We used to talk about this all the time, and I got to write it down. I'll bring it up. So here it is. Yeah, that's what you called me back in the day.
I don't.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
No, I thought you didn't like that nickname, Baby Lane.
Well, I remember. Well, I just remember you calling me that online when we talked. So why
Yeah.
not? You know, why not? So I'm the baby of the family. So
Yeah,
there you
well,
go.
hey, nothing wrong with being the baby. I know another baby sitting right there who's just recently engaged, right?
Well, let's talk about his, Justin's engagement. I mean, he's only on a limited time on his cell phone plan there. You haven't gotten your cable straightened out, have you, there, buddy?
I got Comcast coming tomorrow.
Comcast
Mr.
coming
Mr.
tomorrow.
Mr. Baby Lane there. Can we call you that now or no?
Nah, no, 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 no,
There's
no,
plenty
no.
of
No.
plenty other nicknames,
Mr.
right?
Lane is just fine.
Plenty
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, because my Twitter name speaks for itself. Thank you very much. And my Instagram speaks for itself too. So there you go.
I'm gonna have to agree with Z here.
Yeah,
Mr. Just
I
fine.
got Comcast coming tomorrow. I'm getting 2 HD boxes with DVR, and also I'll have my wireless internet tomorrow.
I sure hope so, man, because I just it just
I haven't been able to watch the World Cup or Raw or the Phillies in about a week and a half. I'm going crazy.
well, not to spoil the World Cup for you. And forget about the United States. They played an excellent World Cup. Sorry, Z, but I have to say this. Spoiler alert. Germany annihilated the host Brazil. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you all knew that or not. And I will
7-1.
have. Now that this is, you're calling this my tribute night, and I know that Germany, and I know Z and we've talked a little bit about England, but England I had low expectations for from the very start. The EPL, the English Premier League, is the best league in the world. We'll save that for another day. As far as the World Cup is concerned, I did say from the very beginning that Germany would win the freaking World Cup, and they're one win away from doing so. They annihilated
true.
Brazil. They annihilated Brazil. 7-1. I mean, what kind of a World Cup score is that? In a semifinal.
An embarrassment.
Brazil was one match away from the actual final, and they haven't won the World Cup in 14 years, or excuse me, 12 years. But then who did they beat in that World Cup final? It was Germany, 2002 final. So
Sure.
and Brazil was excellent back then. They were an excellent country. I mean,
Ronaldo.
yeah, exactly. They had Ronaldo, the striker, not Cristiano Ronaldo. He's from Portugal. He used to play for Man United. The Ronaldo that Z's bringing up is the one that played for Real Madrid. Now, he was an excellent striker from Brazil. But,
Yes,
as
and
far
I used to have his spikes when I played soccer.
Oh, cool. That's cool, man. I mean, that's awesome because, it's not, and I think the other match in the World Cup is also going to be Argentina against the Netherlands or Holland or whatever you all want to call them. So that's the other semifinal.
I'm rooting for Argentina and Lionel Messi, the best player in the world.
Lionel Messi. Okay, now he's on the cover of that FIFA soccer game. I don't know if you play the FIFA soccer game, Mr. Z, but he does play that soccer game.
I have FIFA. I don't have a new one, but I do have right next to me.
What you got?
FIFA Soccer 12.
Oh, Landon Donovan on the cover.
That's the most recent one that I have.
Great.
I've been playing quite a bit of it.
Can I just jump in here?
Go ahead, shoot, man.
Yeah, and Wayne Rooney and
in terms
some
of,
other guy.
In terms of cheering for teams, we all are number one first. We're all Americans here. We all love the USA. But I find myself, my number two team, as it was in this World Cup, and they didn't fare too well, was Italy because I'm partially Italian.
Right.
And I know Zorzi's Italian, and I know Rue's Italian. And Mr. Lane, I know you're African American.
No, yeah.
That's true. Yes.
I was wondering if you had a second, like, is there a nationality that are you at all European, or are you all like Dutch, or could you be Greek at all? I don't know, because sometimes you can
that's
sneak
a
in
good
there.
question.
Do you have any other nationalities you're rooting for?
That's a good question. Well, I did like, I like the European teams. I'll admit it. I like the European teams better. I just do, because in 2 years' time, after the World Cup, you're going to have the European Championships, which is a huge deal. But I did say, yeah, that's
no. Can you confirm or deny? Can you confirm or deny that you are Dutch? Do you have any Dutch in you?
That's a good question. I might have a little bit of English and German in me. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Though. I have to talk to my family members about that. So, whenever I get a chance to do that, I will. But
Yeah. Moving right along in the Mike Lane
Well,
tribute.
Mr. Rue, do you want to move forward with the Mr. Lane tribute show?
He is.
I think it's time to move forward with this, and I think we're going to pick up the pace here. It's time for a party. We're going to sing. We're going to dance. We're going to...
Shout hallelujah! Peachtree TV is bringing on to you. Got a brand new home. Now this is the place we gotta line our song.
Oh, boy.
Got small stick same boats. How about you, Brian McCann? You got a magic man. Tom Glavine would seem you're just a strikeout machine. Frankie Manning, it's true, and nothing can buy you. Shout hallelujah! Peachtree TV is bringing on to you. We got a brand new home. Now this place gotta learn a song. Every pitch, every hit from the 18 lives right here on Peachtree TV. The Braves play here.
Oh my goodness.
What was that from?
Well, I was just in a singing mood. That was like 6 years ago or something like that. I mean,
That was awesome.
That was the year y'all won the World Series. We were terrible that year.
Now, let me just
We were in 4th place that year.
tell y'all right now, that was some audio of Mr. Lane singing the Peachtree TV song.
Yes, it was.
At Eric Archer's house. Eric Archer, of course, we know, a proud father now. He's got a bouncing baby alien and a girl, I mean. But no, he's a good, yeah. Mr. Lane. So anyway, what is your thoughts on the? This is your show, so let me give you a chance to say, what is your thoughts on the Braves playoffs, hopes, and dreams for 2000? What is the year now?
2014. Well, right now the Braves are leading the division, but barely. But I think there's a lot of talk that they might improve their team. We don't know if Mr. Venters will come back. Left-handed reliever. Got to see if he comes back, because he was a solid reliever when the Braves were playing good.
Yeah.
He was right there with Craig Kimbrell as one of the solid relievers in the modern game. But then he had Tommy John surgery about a couple years ago, and that held him back. And I don't think he pitched. I don't know if he pitched last year or not. But then we're doing okay right now. I mean.
Yeah,
I know we're getting our butts kicked by the Mets. I saw that. It was like 5-0, but it's still a long ways to go. And I try not to, go too high or too low on the whole thing. It's still July right now, truth be told. A lot of people say that the Nationals are the team to beat in that division anyway. People want to put the Braves on the back burner, but that's fine with me. I mean, a lot of people want to put the pressure on the Nationals and their expectations and their foundation. But, you have first-year manager Matt Williams, who's, still trying to learn, the manager responsibilities. I mean, it's going to be an interesting Eastern division. Now, the Marlins were right there for a little while, but then they've fallen off. But right now, it looks like it's a two-team race between the Braves and the
Phillies.
Washington Nationals.
Curly W's.
Now, but as far as the Phillies are concerned, like we already had this discussion. I still am disgusted of what happened last year, the events that happens last year, and I know Z told me this. I think it was a few episodes ago where the Phillies.
I'm gonna have to go.
Uh-oh. Yeah, well, as he was saying that, the Phillies draw more than the Braves attendance wise. I get that,
Oh, they
but
kicked back on.
uh-oh. Did you
Weather's
have power? Did you have a power outage?
it's storming there. Oh, you just got clear
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, because I was looking at the radar too, and I see that it is. Yeah, storm is.
We'll pick up the Bravos beat talk in just a minute. Right now, I want to quickly go into Mr. Lane memories. If anyone has a rant, we lost Mr. Z. We lost Mr. Z. It's just me and Mr. J right now. Random Mr. Lane memory. Oh, Mr. J. Oh, we got some. What the heck's going on here? Who in the heck? Who's joining this phone call right now?
It's Steve from New England. Oh boy.
Mr. Steven has joined Mike Lane Appreciation Night. Mr. Steven, how the heck are you?
I am very well. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Well, I wanted to hear Steve's angle because we had a little bit of a discussion on Twitter about the last pay-per-view that we all witnessed that Cena had won. I think it was the Money in the Bank. I wanted to make sure I got the name correct because it was Money in the Bank. You, Steve, had went there live personally. Now, how was the event from a live person's angle? Because that's what I wanted to know out of you, man.
It was a good pay-per-view. I thought, it had some excellent spots to it. I think the crowd was more into the briefcase match more than the WWE Championship or the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. I mean, not that the world title match wasn't good, but they were just more into the briefcase match. It was more high spots. We felt
right. I agree with you there. I think that's an excellent point. Now, let me ask you this. Now, John Cena is a native of Massachusetts. Now, who had the better pop, arena pop or arena pace?
I would have to go
or Cena
in that match. In that match, I mean
overall.
Overall, I thought Dean Ambrose had a very good pop.
Okay.
I think Seth Rollins was, I don't know, I went back and watched it, and I've watched some people that were there in the lower section, and it seemed like when Seth Rollins came out where I was, it was louder, but down on the floor, it might not have been so loud.
Interesting.
Mr. Lane, would you ever be interested in hosting your own Horsemen Hangout episode if you ever took the reins? Because I feel like you have the qualities to be a host. Would you ever want to do that?
And the charisma.
Well, you know what? I should be the host of this show. Why not? What the heck? I mean, beyond Justin, and you, I should be the host of this thing. Why not? I want to, get everybody an opportunity to hear their thoughts and whatever the topic is. But I wanted to especially talk to Steve, quite frankly. I wanted to know, who had like the biggest pop, like which wrestlers did the fans really cheer for? Now, what was the difference, like crowd reaction between like Roman Reigns and John Cena? I like to know what that was all.
Roman Reigns I thought it got a great pop, and Cena basically was 50-50,
Okay, so he got a mixed reaction as always.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was just, even in his hometown, he gets a mixed reaction.
That's what I thought, because, it seems like he always gets a mixed reaction because we've always had that little discussion with Cena where with John Cena, and I'm going to be brutally honest, he has an excellent work ethic. He was one of the hardest workers in wrestling. No, we can't deny that. But his character, the way he presents himself, there's basically a generation gap of wrestling fans, like Justin and I had this conversation before, the PG and the Attitude Era. Cena is trying to represent, the parental guidance or the PG era, and then you had the Triple H's, the Rocks, the Austins, even the Chris Jerichos of the world. They all represented that Attitude Era, and really that Attitude Era, I'm gonna be really honest, the Attitude Era really was what the WWF at the time beat WCW with. See, it was a flip. Between WCW was trying to be clean, and the WWF was basically trying to be it was like a flip flop basically, and that's how it was. Now, did you see the Monday Night War on WWE Network there, Steve?
I missed it actually.
You did? Oh man,
Yeah.
Unbelievable, because they had Monday Night War on, and they were plugging it in. right after Raw, they didn't show the Raw post-game show, which I think was a good thing because, it could bore the WWE fans, and furthermore, they were doing a free trial of the WWE Network again, and seeing if they could get more subscribers. So,
All right.
last I heard, they might be having about 600,000 subscribers. I heard last I checked about it. I know all of us here on the Horsemen Hangout have it. I love it. I mean, I watch it on the PS4 all the time, either PS4, iPad.
Love the network. All right, guys, moving on, Mr. Lane. I got to move right along. I'll give you the reins. A couple things. We have to get into Promo Mania, and here's something I just thought of. It's a fun little game. It's a Diva game that I came up with, and it's called MLMK. And I just thought of this. The game is called MLMK. Now, not to be confused with MLK, obviously the legendary Martin Luther King Jr., God rest his soul. But this game is called MLMK, which means make love, marry, or kill. So what I want to give you is 3 names. This is a silly game that my friend Eduardo came up with that I wanted to share with you. I have 3 divas here: AJ Lee, Lita, and Naomi of the Funkadactyls. So what I want to do is you have to pick one to make love to, one to marry, and unfortunately, obviously, you wouldn't really do this in real life, but the third to kill. So MLMK, 1 to make love, 1 to marry, and 1 to kill. Your options are AJ Lee, Lita, and Naomi, the Funkadactyl. Pick, go.
Oh, me? All right.
Mr. Lane, it's your night. You have the spotlight here.
Well, I got to think about this one. This was, you know what? This could be a tricky one. I would say, I would say make love to Lita, probably marry Naomi maybe, and then kill AJ Lee because she's a psycho character. The way her character is, she is absolutely crazy. When you get her upset, that's just my answers right there. Naomi's a beautiful lady, beautiful wrestler.
Right.
She can wrestle a little bit, Get Paige a run for his money. Go ahead.
Even make love, marry, or kill AJ Lee, Lita, or Naomi.
I will kill Naomi. I will marry Lita, and I will fuck AJ Lee.
Boy, this...
Oh my goodness! I gotta.
Can you add that effect there?
Yeah, give me a second here.
Mr. Steven just took this show to a TV. Now, very good answers. And I realize Mr. Justin is newly engaged, so I will reserve from asking him.
No, I'd like to answer that.
All right, answer. Mr.
Oh
Justin.
boy.
Go ahead.
All right. Here you go. I kill none of them.
Oh, look at that.
I marry none of them. And all 3 of them combined, I fuck in a 3-way.
There you go.
Now, you guys might not be able to see me, but they were all great answers.
Mr. Z, you look. Mr. Z.
I think I'm in trouble now. I might be in trouble now.
All right, moving right along. This has been a very entertaining show. Thank you, Steven and Justin, and for bringing this show from PG rating to the Attitude Era. Thank you for bringing the Horseman Hangout back into the Attitude.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun, back in the good old days. All right. Oh God. Whew, we gotta regroup. I'm getting hot under the collar here. Look at this. Look at that. Whew. MLMK. What a game there. Okay, so up next we have an interesting promo mania. Mr. Lane, I've been working on something now. As you know, over the past few weeks, we've done impersonations of Jim Ross. We've done impersonations of Bret Hart. We've done impersonations of Mark has done Vince Russo. Zorzi has done Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We've done the gauntlet. But
I did Bray Wyatt.
Justin did an excellent Bray Wyatt, including a little lantern gimmick there. But tonight, since it is Mike Lane Appreciation Night, I thought you should be the judge, Mr. Lane, and the 2 contestants will be competing to do an impersonation of the one and only legendary Mr. Lane, sir.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to volunteer and be the first competitor here to do it to do a Mr. Lane impression, as my cat looks like might be the next, but no, she can't talk. Cats can't talk, Mr. Lane. So would anyone like to challenge me in a Mr. Lane impression contest? Promo Mania. No.
Well, I would, but you can't. I'm seriously sitting in a pitch dark room. There's horrible storms in South Jersey. I have no power.
Mr. Z, if you want to, I mean, we'll cut to Mr. I think it would be very effective if we just got your audio and then we cut to Mr. Lane to get his reaction as you're doing the audio, if you'd like to.
Yeah, all right, I could do that.
Buddy,
I would like to participate as well. I think we all three could do it.
All right. Well, maybe even Steven can give it a shot if he wants to. I don't know if he can do impressions. But...
I'm all set. I'll let you guys do it. You guys known each other longer.
All right.
There you go.
All right, buddy. So, all right. So I think we should start here. I guess just to break since I've been wanting to do this, I'll do the first Mr. Lane impression. Now, Mr. Lane, you have to judge here. Now, the winner of this obviously is the winner of Promo Mania this week. So please pick appropriately.
All right, I will.
And one rule, please no cursing. I think we've already reached our quota of curse words this week, so please no profanities here, guys. All right. Okay, my Mr. Lane. Now, I wish I had a Bravos hat. I don't have a Bravos hat, but well, this
Now,
is.
are you on a laptop there, sir, for yourself? Do you know how to do the sound effects like this here? Let me go to it here. Wait a minute. All right, hold on.
This is going to be quite awkward.
Like this, do you know how to do that?
Ooh, look at that. So hot, you have to wear, so bright, you had to wear shades.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I love the Mr. Lane with shades. I love that look. I always love that look there.
Hey, you say you don't know how to do the sound effects, in other words.
No gimmicks needed here, basically. No gimmicks needed, Chris Candido.
Okay.
All right, going to try my Mr. Lane impression. Now, please bear with me. This is very awkward. I normally, when you do an impression, the person isn't standing right there. So, all right, here we go. Now, normally on Promo Mania, I'm cutting a promo on someone. So, but the weird thing is, everyone is doing Mr. Lane. So I'm going to have to cut a promo on myself as Mr. Lane. All right, guys.
Yeah, that'll be the thing. Everyone cut a promo on yourself, but you doing the Lane impression.
All right. Cutting a promo on themselves. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. This is awkward. I can't do Pat Patterson. All right, and I can't do Pat Patterson again. All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Horsemen Hangout. My name is Mr. Lane, sir. Thank you all for joining me basically for this great event. Now I have my boogie board here. Where I have written one thing right here that I want to show you. Here's what I want to show you. Why real why on the boogie board there. And I just want to say, why, man? Why, Rue, did you do it? Basically, quite frankly, I think that you've ruined the flow of the show. That's it. Bottom line, you've ruined the flow of the show. And this segment is just embarrassing. It's awkward. It's dead air. And basically, well, you can just bite my balls here. Bite them hard. Bite my balls, buddy. Bite my balls, pal. All right, that's all I got. All right, Mr. Lane there. Looks like he enjoyed my impression. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Mr. Lane looks like he's very stern at the moment. I'm kind of scared right now. What's going on? But well, all right. Mr. Z, try your Mr. Lane impression, and you can freelance it if you want to cut it on somebody else. If you want to cut it on the Phillies, I don't really care. If you want to talk about baseball, just do. Let's see your Mr. Lane impression as Mr. Lane looks on with his nice Wyatt family beard there. All right.
I had to set the setting for you there, Z.
All right. All right, Mr. Z, take it away with your Mr. Lane impression. And remember, guys, this is all in good fun, just like the Jim Ross one. We love everyone here, so take it away, Mr. Z. What in the hell? What in the heck? Well, I think we lost Z.
All right, I'll go.
All right. Well, we'll be on hold there as he gathers his thoughts there. I don't really see him, but Mr. Justin, you want to go with your Mr. Lane impression here?
Yeah.
Mr. Justin,
here's my...
Mr. Justin, do you mind if I cut to Mr. Lane as you're doing your impression so we can have sort of like your audio with Mr. Lane's face?
Yeah. So I've been working on this for must have been a couple years now.
Right.
This is my take on. Mr. Lane mentioned that he is might be part British. So here's Mr. Lane.
British.
Brit.
British.
Brit. Well, hello, my Horsemen Hangout members. My name is Michael, Mr. Sir Lane. The Atlanta Braves are having a doing okay season. Jason Hayward and B.J. Upton and but you know, quite frankly, if you want to talk about it, you know, the Bravos. Okay, and now here's my Mr. Lane as a Southerner. Well, let me tell you something. Those Atlanta Bravos. I don't know if this is a good accent or not, but let me tell you, I'm from Franklinville, New Jersey, class of '99, Delsey class of '99, and now Mr. Lane as someone who can't speak.
I get it, buddy.
All right, how's that?
All right, well, it looks
there you
like
go. That's it.
It looks like Mr. Zorzi has lost his connection. We're getting a pretty bad windstorm here in Jersey, so South Jersey. So it looks like it's just between me, my Mr. Lane impression, and Mr. Justin's British and mute and Southern Mr. Lane. He combined 3 accents into one. Actually, technically 2, and then a mute. So very interesting choice. I like the creativity, but it's not up to me. It's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Lane, who did the better, or let's just say more entertaining impression of Mr. Lane. Take it away, Mr. Lane. Who is the winner of Promo Mania this week?
All right. Well, I have to give you all a round of applause again. So, are you all ready for the winner of the Horseman? Let's see, Promo Mania. All right. Now let's get to the point here. The winner of the Horseman Hangout Promo of the Week is Justin is the winner. It's a major upset this week, guys. And deservedly so. He's engaged. All right, nice. That was excellent. I like that. That was great. Justin in an upset.
Thank you
this
very
week.
much. Thank you for working on that. For quite some time.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent there, Justin. That was
I
some
sounded a
originality.
bit like Emma.
Yeah, that was
Diva Emma.
That was original. That was an original promo.
All right. Moving right along on
You
this.
had your Jim Ross time. I loved the Jim Ross against Golden. I remember that. That was good. But Justin's was excellent. I loved it. So,
It's 5 fingers up.
Yeah, Mr. Steven, obviously your vote doesn't count because Mr. Lane has the final say, but did you enjoy the impressions of Mr. Lane tonight, Steven?
Yes.
All right, so at least Steven was entertained by my entertainment.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Anyway, guys, moving right. Yeah. All right, moving right along. Very quick, Mr. Lane trivia. We've got some Mr. Lane trivia for you this week. By the way, Mr. Lane, do you like my blazer? I dressed up for the occasion. Look at this.
I was going to say, you dressed up like Vince McMahon tonight. I noticed like this.
Yeah.
You dressed up like Vince. All right. I had to do that there. So.
Steven, all right. Now, Mr. Lane, you're going to help me out with this, and Steven and Justin, you're going to take part in this trivia. Very simple question, and it doesn't take much Lane history knowledge to know this, but the question is, and keep the answer to yourself, what is Mr. Lane's favorite fast food restaurant? Now, obviously, Steven is going to choose a restaurant, Justin is going to choose a restaurant, and then Mr. Lane is going to divulge what is the true answer. I don't even know the answer, but Mr. Lane is going to tell us what the true answer was. If neither of you get it, well, we'll just I have a different formula to it's a similar kind of closest to the pin type thing, but but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We don't have to cross that bridge yet, but I have a feeling one of you is going to pick Mr. Lane's favorite fast food restaurant. So, Mr. Lane, if you could get in your head right now, silently, your favorite fast food restaurant, and Steven and Mr. Justin are going to select one place. I'm going to start with. Who's doing them?
He's thinking about it.
All right, well, take your time with this. Keep in mind we do have a format to stick to, so I'm going to give you guys about 10 seconds more to think about this.
So we're picking his favorite restaurant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Lane's favorite fast food restaurant. Okay, you might even know. He might have even brought it up on a Horsemen Hangout or an O'Reilly Hangout. But Mr. Justin, are you ready?
Yeah. I have to admit, I don't know this, but if I know Mike, I'm gonna say, since he is, I'm gonna say Burger King.
All right, Burger King as a fast food establishment, and we all know Burger King, eat like a king, as they say on Root TV. They say that, I think, actually. All right, Triple H Guy 2004. Take a stab at this. So to speak.
I will go with Mickey D's.
Take a stab at it with a fork. What was that?
Mickey D's, McDonald's.
McDonald's is what he said.
All right, so we've got McDonald's and Burger King. Mr. Lane, are any of simply yes or no, are any of these two contestants right?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no, and I just want to...
Stop right there. Stop right there. Justin, guess again. 5.
Does Domino's count?
Domino's Pizza. That counts as fast food. Yes. Triple H Guy, guess another restaurant. Go. 5.
Chipotle.
Chipotle. All right, Chipotle, Domino's. Are they correct, Mr. Lane? Are any of these yes or no? Simple.
No.
Justin, guess again. Go. Quick. Rapid fire. Fast food.
All right, Wendy's.
Triple H Guy.
KFC.
Wendy's, KFC. Are either of these people right?
No.
Two more. All right, Justin, guess. Go. Quick. 5,
Arby's.
4. Arby's. Yeah, Arby's. Horse meat.
Arby's.
All right, horse meat sandwiches there. Loose. All right, Mr. Sonic. All right, Sonic and Arby's. Are any of those right?
No.
All right, last guess, guys. This is your last guess. Last guess, and then we're going to move on. Justin, your last guess. Make it good, sir. Fast food.
My last guess is.
I would go the cheeseburger route if it were made. What are you doing?
Five Guys.
Five Guys, burgers and fries, and Triple H Guy. What do you say?
I don't know.
All right, so Triple H Guy says I don't know, and Y2 Justin says Five Guys. Mr. Lane, are any of those selections? I don't know, burger and Five Guys. Are any of those correct?
You know what? Yes, it is. Justin is correct.
I'm going to assume.
That's a great place.
The winner of Promo Mania this week, ladies and gentlemen, is our host of the Horsemen Hangout. Not this week, but usually he's the host, Mr. Justin. Congratulations on your Mr. Lane Appreciation Night Fast Food promo.
I should have got that on the first guess. I knew that it was Five Guys. He talks about it a lot. I don't know why I blanked, but it definitely is Five Guys.
Yeah, that or Smash Burger. I would have accepted Smash Burger as well. So either of those two places. As a matter of fact, I did go to Five Guys today. So I did go there, and I got myself hamburger and some Cajun fries. Actually, I decided to get some Cajun fries. Now, just one question about the subject of Five Guys. I don't know if in Steve's area if they sell milkshakes or not. I was just wondering if they sold milkshakes yet, because I saw it on the Facebook page and Twitter and whatnot, so they probably don't.
Now,
what was that?
Do they sell milkshakes at Five Guys in your area?
I've only been there once. They just opened up a location, so I'm not sure
Okay,
about the milkshakes.
fair enough.
All right, very good, guys. Mr. Lane, does this since this is your life and this is the tribute show, does this audio ring a bell? And can you tell me when this was?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not surprised. See, his submission move is very deadly. It's a deadly submission move, and he's won his last 3 WrestleManias. He beat JBL, he beat Triple H, King of Kings, and then he beat Shawn Michaels. So I'm not surprised by what happened there, and that's all I have to say for WrestleMania. I thought those 2 championship matches were cool. It's just too bad. Speaking of cool, it's just too bad that Carlito and Ric Flair, guys that can put butts in the seats, were not on the show, on the actual video. They show a little bit of pre-WrestleMania footage. But I'm going to leave it at that, and that's all. WrestleMania.
All right, so Mr. Lane, when the heck was that audio recorded?
You know what? I think I remember that little clip there, man. I remember it very well. I think it was with an old friend of ours from I think years and years ago. Because I remember watching WrestleMania at my house at the time, and you know, we were talking about John Cena at the time, I believe it was, and so yeah, I think it was WrestleMania something. I think it was.
Our old friend from California, Zach.
Yeah, Mr. Wolf. Yes, I remember him.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we're inching towards the top of the hour. We're gonna wrap it up soon on Mike Lane Appreciation Night. What I'd like to do right now, before we get to our final thoughts, I'd like to I realize Steven hasn't known Mr. Lane but maybe a year or so, or maybe less than that. But I'd like to see if our panel here, I'm sorry Mr. Z is not here, but if you guys could just give me one Mr. Lane memory, any memory. It could be a moment, it could be a funny moment, it could be an inspirational moment, it could even be a tweet or a moment on the Hangout or the Horsemen Hangout or the O'Reilly podcast or whatever Mr. Lane has appeared on over the past year or 2 years or 6 years. I've known Mr. Lane since, Main Road School in the 6th grade. I've known him that long, and you know he was a huge WCW fan in high school. And the moment, my memory of Mr. Lane, the number one, the one thing that comes to mind of Mr. Lane is, I would have to say, off the top of my head, what a great human being. What are you doing, Sweet Pea? It's an emotional moment right now. What are you doing, guys? Come on, guys. I would like to say that I don't have one particular moment of Mr. Lane. I would just like to say that Mr. Lane is just an excellent humanitarian. He's a great person and an even greater friend. And I've known him for many years through Main Road School, through Delsey Middle School, through Delsey High School, a very excellent crusader, very school-spirited individual, great sports fan, knowledgeable, and smart. Very smart man, very smart. Anybody see my cat just jump right there? I don't know. Anyway, but I'd just like to say, Mr. Lane, thank you for all the years of knowledge, entertainment, and friendship. This is Mike Lane Appreciation Night, and on behalf of all the Horsemen and Steven and anyone else who would be watching at home, for real, buddy. We love you. We love you. For real.
Wait, can I give my memory?
Go ahead.
I thought Mr. Lane wanted to weep right there.
I want to hear Justin's angle on this.
I thought of 2 things. One, I'll start a little lighthearted. Our 10-year anniversary is approaching, and 10 years ago we went to the Walmart in Turnersville to meet Ric Flair at the book signing. And it went very well. We met some wrestling fans. We conversed. Basically, the Horsemen were created. But the moment, besides meeting Ric Flair, that I will take from that day, and I don't know if Mr. Lane knew this because Rue had a video of it, is we were walking home, joyous. We all got our Ric Flair autographs, great time. Got pictures, but as we were walking through the Walmart parking lot, there was a car, and this car that was backing out of a parking spot kind of recklessly. And Mr. Ryan was kind of looking at his phone or doing something, and he didn't really see the car. And basically, Mr. Lane, if you will, played Superman, and I remember this vividly, stuck his hand out and said, and I quote, whoa, 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 and prevented Ryan from getting struck by the car, and that might have saved my brother's life. I don't know. Does he get run over? Maybe, probably. He probably gets run over. He probably dies. So I wanted to thank Mr. Lane for saving my brother's life.
I could have been
arguably.
dead right now.
Yeah, he could have been dead. So, I mean, more than meeting Ric Flair, I always remember that moment, Mr. Lane saving Ryan's life. And then also, the other thing I want to talk about was all the Delsey homecomings that, before I really knew Mr. Lane, I would always see him there, including the homecoming where my ex-girlfriend was actually going for the homecoming queen, but she did not make it. Actually, I wasn't there that night. I was somewhere else. But I just wanted to say he's a great crusader, a great alumni, knows his Delsey, and he's always there to support the school, and is a great friend. So there you go.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Well, I guess looks like Mr. Justin dropped off. Well, anyway, Steven, I know you haven't known Mr. Lane for long, but in terms of being a knowledgeable wrestling fan, any thoughts on Mr. Lane's wrestling knowledge, just knowing him over the past couple months here?
Well, I just, he was on my show a couple weeks ago, and we had a good time. We had a good wrestling chat with the real Mark Godin. So I just want to thank you guys for having me on the show, like you guys usually do, and I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Steve, for your impressive wrestling knowledge, and that's a guy I would like to talk more about wrestling with. To be honest with you, you know you're wrestling. I have to give that to you, man. You're awesome.
Most definitely. Very knowledgeable wrestling fan, and we will get back to the regularly scheduled programming next week. I don't think I'm going to be here on Tuesday, so Mr. Justin will have his internet and his new station running, so he will take over the reins, and he will be running things next week.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, just FYI. All right, so to close out, guys, like I said, I wrote, well, to be honest with you, I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem for Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, I wrote a poem. You know what, Mr. Lane, are you a fan of poetry?
Yeah, I'm a fan of poetry.
All right, well, I'll read my poem here. I have it on my iPhone here. You see my iPhone case here? It's an old school Nintendo controller.
Old school Nintendo NES system. I've heard of that. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Steven, did you ever have the old school 8-bit?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Me too. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love it. Love the old school. All right, here's my poem, and I will obviously cut to Mr. Lane to get his reaction. Here's my poem to Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, we love you so. Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, we respect you so. There is a time, quite long ago, when Mr. Lane, you stole the show. Mr. Lane, with all the baseball knowledge you know. Mr. Lane, your horseman pride will grow. Mr. Lane, you are the one real true bravo. Mr. Lane, and now it's time to go. Mr. Lane, and now it's time to go. Mr. Lane, with the beard you are the game. And this game is at the end. It's time to end the show. It's time to go. Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, Mr. Lane, we love you so. I think Steven shed some tears.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, what'd you think of my poem? Come on, I worked all night on that.
Well, a great job, man. It was a great poem, man. It was great job.
Well, anyway, that's all I got for Mike Lane Appreciation Night. I hope you enjoyed it, Mr. Lane. I brought a few guests here, Steven, Justin, Zorzi. 2 of them left already, but, that's just technical difficulties. Mr. Lane, did you enjoy yourself tonight before we get off the air?
I loved it. It was great. Great. I was surprised by the Appreciation Night, but, hey, it was well worth it. It was great. Well done. Everyone did a great job, so I got to give everybody the props. So.
All right. Well, on behalf of myself, Steven, Triple H Guy 2004, on behalf of Mr. Z and Mr. Justin, who are not here, We will see you all next week on the Horsemen Hangout. I will not be here. I'll catch you in 2 weeks. But Mr. Justin will be here with a brand new, fresh episode. You talk about wrestling, sports, whatever. I know Steven had some baseball talk that you wanted to get off your chest to Justin and Zorzy, right? Something about baseball, Steven?
Yeah, you guys are into baseball. What do you think about this guy who sat at a Yankee game and fell asleep and now is suing MLB, the Yankees, and who else is he suing? Somebody else for $10 million for
Yeah, I
payments.
heard ESPN was part of the lawsuit as well.
Okay, ESPN. Okay, yeah. What did you guys think about that?
Well, I'll let Mr. Lane take it, and then we'll fade away. But I'm going to give my really quick thoughts. I mean, really? You're going to sue a commentator? Well, first of all, I guess he felt offended because John Kruk and Steve Miller or somebody else made comments about him, derogatory
They didn't
comments.
say anything wrong about him. They didn't say anything negative against him.
Yeah, they just kind of poked fun at him and the fact that he was sleeping and stuff. So I guess he took offense to that and thought he was a laughing stock of America for 5 minutes. But
Well, see, I just think it's a little out of bounds. It's out of bounds as far as I'm concerned. I've been to Yankee Stadium personally twice, and I went to sleep not during the game but after the game one time, and it was on my ride back to like central New Jersey, Robbinsville, New Jersey area. We had went from Yankee Stadium to Robbinsville, New Jersey, because I mean traffic in New Jersey is brutal. You know, when you go up to Yankee Stadium, and then when you probably come down from Yankee Stadium, I mean the traffic is brutal when you go through that Bronx area. I mean, unbelievable.
yeah.
So,
Well, anyway,
yeah.
to sum it up, I just think that guy was just trying to get some money because he probably doesn't have too much going on himself, and he wants to sue ESPN to make a name for himself. So
You know, the guy will probably get like $1 million to shut up, and then he'll go away.
yeah,
He'll get something out of the deal.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Unfortunately,
$1 million.
he always wins in the end.
That is true. All right, guys, thank you very much for that. We will pick it up next week. Once again, thank you all for joining us on the Hangout. Mike Lane Appreciation Night for Steven, for Mr. Lane, Zorzy, and Justin. Right on, guys. Catch you all next week. Mr. Lane, sir, is the man.